Good evening and welcome back to the second last game of the evening here at Supa-Liga. It is a game tonight going on between the Arqam Eagles and the West Coast Cobras. Now, it's a game that doesn't have any influence on finals, positioning or relegation fights, but it's a game that, especially for the Cobras, they'll be looking to stay in good form after a very competitive performance, almost beating Cobras. They coughed up a 3-goal lead in that one, but showed a lot going into finals, and they'll look to get a win tonight. For the Arqam Eagles, they'll be playing their last game of the season and looking to finish the season on a high as we get going through the starting team lineups for the evening. For the Arqam Eagles, it's Sami Atta 35, Amro Asa 33, Lenny Levin 77, Orlando Pavlovich 99, Nick Kirkby 1, Hassan Asadi 5, Daniel Scambaluri 23. As we get underway, Berat Jarjar 8, Omid Astragian 4, and Ali Milhelm number 10. As Kirkby with the ball in goals early, and that's going to go wide. For the West Coast Cobras, it's Tom Robles, number 8, Lockie Ryan, number 20, Jake Pizzuto, number 4, Dexter Hard, number 2, Flynn Nolan, 26, Luke Ross, 10, Zephyr McPherson, 12, Mo Tatonchi, number 34, Josh DeCane, 42, Matthew Hicks in goals, number 5, Matthew Brady, 9, and Kalen Leonard, number 32. So a few new faces playing tonight for the Cobras, a few young guns coming up into the big leagues, which will be exciting to see for them. And here is Ross, Tatonchi, Pizzuto, Tatonchi, now Hard. And that's another discussion point, is the Golden Boot race. Dexter Hard leads by 3 goals. He's got 1 game left. Lucas Schutz has 2 games left. Here's Hard, can't get it through, 1 back by the Eagles. 11, good ball through, space here for Astragian. Astragian through to Milhelm, nice feint. And retreats, goes back to Jarjar. Milhelm again, pressured by Ross. Hard gets a touch on it, and now Hard, and Milhelm gets it away. Jarjar, Milhelm to Jarjar. And now back to Milhelm, and this is good for the Eagles. They want to maintain a bit of possession. They've lost it there, but not a bad start for them. Hicks now, comes out to Ross. Dexter Hard to Tonchi. And the far flank cuts it back inside now, gives it to Ross. Hard has the run by Ross, gets it to him. Luke Ross with the opener, no. Big save by Kirkby. Big save there by Kirkby at the near post. Nice look here. Hard on the volley. Can't get it past Jarjar. Now Pizzuto resets for the Cobras. Good ball through to Hard. To Tonchi. And that's another good shot. I think that was going to miss, but Kirkby made the save anyway. And wins a corner here to Tonchi for the Cobras. Hard inside shot here by Tatonchi, goes straight across the face of goals. Milhelm beats Ross, that is brilliant down the line. Got space, still Milhelm, and Pizzuto wins out. Just a heavy touch at that last moment there by Ali Milhelm. Long ball by Hicks, Pizzuto there. He should get there, he does. Can he cut it inside? He did enough to win a corner as Amro Atta puts it out. And Hard almost. Kirkby with the big stop at his near post. To Tonchi to bring it back in. Ross. Pizzuto into Ross again, who no one is on the end of that ball from Ross. It's been a good season for the Arqam Eagles at times, but inconsistent. And that's the result. And Milhelm beats Ross again down the line. Does well. Amro Atta Out to 11. Stopped by Hard, it's gone in. It's R22 giving the Arqam Eagles the lead. And they've got the first goal of the evening, and the Cobras had a few chances, but the Eagles get the first goal. You see on that replay, it was the block by Hard, fell into the lap of R22. And there's the finish, straight past Hicks. And what a start for Arqam. Pizzuto, Ross, back to Pizzuto. Gets a shot off, and the block there by Jaja. And this is very different to the opening of the game against Cobras for the Cobras on Wednesday evening. They came out with 3 goals to 0 in the first half. Or early in the first half, before Cobras late in the first half struck one back and then ended up winning 4-3. Ross almost beats Kirkby there. That was a great game. The Arqam Eagles, as I was saying, inconsistent at times, and as a result, just going to miss out on finals, but they've showed signs that going into next season, they can be a contender, as that ball from Ross, that shot's going to go high. Milhelm. Won by Hard. Hard with a shot. It's way wide, straight across the face of goals there. Didn't have enough behind it as well. Kirkby. Out there with a long ball, one-on-one here. Ross and Milhelm, they've been at it for a lot of this game, one-on-one. And Milhelm's done a pretty good job. Ross having an impact too, but that ball's turned over. 11. One-on-one with Tatonchi. Beats him. Tries to get it to Milhelm, can't. Now Hard on the counter. And that's going to be an Eagles ball. And the Arqam Eagles also had a strong start, going up 2 goals to 0 against Inter Perth a few weeks ago. Ended up going down in that game. They won't want the same thing to happen again. They'll want to continue this start strongly as Ross goes back to Tatonchi. Now Pizzuto. Through to Hard. This could be finished by Hard and just wide, but a great bit of play. And here's Kirkby. Samiata cuts it inside. Still going, Samiata. Ends up getting it to Asadi, who takes off. Bit of holding there, nothing called. Still going Asadi, now loses out to Ross. Hard. Turnover. Asadi. Inside to R22 again. It's gone in again, has it? Off the deflection. It's 2-0 to the Arqam Eagles. And I think that'll be a timeout called by the Cobras. And the Arqam Eagles, as they did against Inter Perth, have come out with the opening 2 goals of the game. And we'll just have a bit of a talk here from John Goodlich, who is not happy with the start.
First goal, we dive in, we don't clear our lines. Second goal, we fucking give the ball away up top. We make no effort to get back. It's about having standards. It's as simple as that. We've bought into this narrative of, oh, they're not going to try, they're just going to take it easy. Are you fucking serious? It's a game. Everyone says that shit and they fucking try it. As they should, but so should we. Yeah? So should we. Now leave the fucking momentum. We saw what happened the other day. We were down 3-0. They came back and like drafted it. It can happen again. But the mentality needs to be fit. The aggression needs to be better. And the speed in transition and intensity in defending needs to be better. It's as simple as that, boys, eh? Let's not let that fucking slug come and that's 4. That's the only one fucking thing you have to do. The only one. Cobras on 3. 1, 2, 3, Cobras.
And we are back now for the remainder of this first half. And as I was saying, and you would have heard some of that speech at that interval, is that whilst the Cobras don't have much to play for, they're locked into 3rd place. You cannot let standards slip going into finals, and they've come out here tonight and they're down 2 goals to 0. Can they bounce back? They've got the quality to do it, but they can't get complacent. And the Arqam Eagles, from their perspective, they'll just want to continue doing what they're doing. They've pounced on the few chances they've had. They're working hard. It's their last game of their season, so they've got nothing to lose, the Arqam Eagles. They're just giving it all, and they've come out strongly with a 2-goal lead. Amuro-Ata. Clears it away there by Pizzuto. Here's Hicks. With a long ball, McPherson, good touch. Still McPherson, big save Kirkby. But that's more of what the Cobras want to see.
Dexter and Shake, 1 minute. Have that intensity, Josh. Your way is yeah?
And here will be Pizzuto, back to Nolan. Pizzuto. Out to Hard. Now Pizzuto again. Back to Hard. So they're moving the ball pretty well here, the Cobras. Nice little cut inside by Hard. He'll take his time. And now loses it. So Kirkby now. Sami Ata. Amuro-Ata goes long over the head of Asadi and Pizzuto. Won by Nolan. McPherson. Pizzuto. McPherson now. Cutting through one. Can't get past Amuro-Ata, who does well to fight. But McPherson does enough to keep possession for the Cobras. Hard through, turns it over. Sami Ata takes off himself, goes out to Asadi. Could it be 3? No, that one's going to go wide. But what a start for the Arqam Eagles, looking to cause off the upset. Sami Ata. Amuro-Ata. That's going to go out. Luke Ross. Tries to go long, can't find Nolan. Now he does. Nolan to Duquesne. Back to Nolan. It's going to end up going straight out. He let that go. Ryan goes down. Long ball here, going to go to Hicks. And now Ross will bring it down up for the Cobras. Nolan inside, shot by Ross, blocked there by Ali Milhelm. Nolan, Ross, inside to the target here, Ryan, and a foul will be called. There's a push on Luke Ross. It's going to be called as a foul. Can they find a way as Dexter Hard comes on now? They won't want to go into the finals. The Cobras on a loss here. They'd like to go in there with a win. Either way, want to work on their futsal in this game. Hard tries to get it to Ross. That's cleared away by Jar Jar.
One balance, one balance.
Now it's a Cobras ball again. Nolan will bring it in. Hard with a shot, and what a finish by Dexter Hard. That is an absolute rocket. And just like that, the Cobras get a goal back. And Dexter Hard goes ahead by 4 goals now in the Golden Boot race. And that right there is an absolute cannon. Milhelm. Asadi, all the way back. Won by Duquesne and cleared away there by Estragian. Ryan to Kane. Now Nolan gives it to Ross. Ryan. Nolan out to Kane. Good defensive structure here by the Eagles. They're holding up strongly. Left there by Nolan for Kane. He'll go back to Luke Ross. Kane. Inside, gets it to Ryan. Good pressure here by the Eagles defense again. And now Australian through the center. Can you keep it in here? It's going to go all the way back from Masadi to Kirkby. This is a long ball, touched off Kane. So a chance for the Eagles to get another one. Will Milhelm fancy himself a shot here? It'll be Jar Jar to bring it in. Milhelm there. Here he is. Ross defending him. Milhelm takes his time, tries to get it through Ross and tries to get it through the legs, and Ross just closed his legs at the right time. Amro Atta down the line. Still saved there by Hicks. Pretty comfortable for him. Hicks now to Kane. Kane takes off. He's got speed. Goes back to Luke Ross. Can't get it there to Ryan. And the Eagles win the ball back. Kirkby goes long. Can it get to Amro Atta? It did, and last touch there off Ryan. So it's an Eagles ball. Milhelm. Jar Jar. Milhelm again. That's going to be straight to Hicks. Tried to find Australian, but too straight was that ball. Ryan. Pizzuto now on for the Cobras. Kane. Nice dive in there by Ali Milhelm, and has he won an Eagles possession? He has. And Milhelm. Long ball by Jar Jar. And that ball's going to go out into touch. Eagles ball. Nice cut inside. Amro Atta runs into Pizzuto. And last touch off Atta. Pizzuto. Ross. Ball through to McPherson. Can he turn around his defender? Unable to this time. Still fighting. Ends with Kirkby. And now Kirkby takes off for the Eagles. Amro Atta, long ball. Intercepted by Tatonchi. Milhelm. Australian. One back by Tatonchi, and now Ross takes off himself. Shot blocked. Falls into the lap of Milhelm. And goes back to Barat Jar Jar. Omid Australian goes long, and that's going to go straight into the roof. So the Cobras win it back. Now hard. Cut inside, and the shot. And this one's way high. But I like the intent to create. He tried to cut inside and create an opportunity there from nothing. It just got under it. Samiata. Long ball, that's going to go straight to Hicks. Tatonchi. Takes his time, now goes to Hard. Hard down the line, Samiata to beat. Tries to flick it there to Tatonchi, but too much on it and out of Tatonchi's reach. Jar Jar. He goes wide to Amro Atta, inside to Samiata. And that's once again going to go straight to Hicks, who's had a few of those roll towards him this evening. Pizzuto. Goes to Dexter Hard. Hard back to Pizzuto. Is he going to get to keep that in? He can't. Just out of his reach. Tried to get there and got a touch on it, but couldn't keep it in. Now a long ball by Amro Atta, intercepted by McPherson. 11. Milhelm. Still Milhelm off the deflection. Still Ali Milhelm curves it in. Can he? No. Big save by Hicks. It was on target, but a great run there by Milhelm. Totonchi. Hard. Back to Totonchi. Now Dexter Hard again, and the Cobras moving the ball around well here. Hard through now to McPherson, trying to find space. He gets it back to Hard, who now gets it into the space to Totonchi. McPherson takes a shot himself, deflects back into his lap. And another shot, and this one straight at Kirkby. And that ball will go into touch. Hard. Taking his time. Tries to get it through there to McPherson, and that's going to be just wide of him. And that's an Arqam Eagles ball, and they'd be very satisfied so far with the start. All the Eagles, they came out strong with the first 2 goals. Even though the Cobras did strike back, they're still creating some opportunities. Arqam. This will end up with Kirkby. Kirkby weighs up his options, goes long to Levin. Levin's there. Now he's onto it. Turns onto his left. Hard with the block. And just puts that out into the sideline. Can't take any risk. Jar Jar. Asadi. Touch on it there from Totonchi, but still Asadi's making the move. Mo Totonchi wins a bit of holding going on, but advantage might have been paid. Hard Totonchi, all the way back to Hicks. Ross to Pizzuto. Does Dexter Hard. Can't get it through, and that'll be last touch, you would think, off Hard. It looks like no. Last touch there off the Arqam Eagles. I saw that one wrong. And on for the Cobras is Matthew Brady, who debuted earlier this season. And now getting some more minutes, so that's good to see. And the shot there, back post, there is Brady! Big save there by Kirkby. This would be a great experience for him. It would be Pizzuto to take the corner. Goes inside and Luke Ross catches the post. How has that not gone in? Now Hard with a chance. Ross again, and this time Luke Ross finishes it off on the second. The first one was off the right and it just caught that left post, but this time Luke Ross puts it away off the Dexter Hard assist. And it's now 2-2. Pizzuto wins it, a bit of holding going on, and that will be called as a foul. And the Cobras have done well here to fight back. They were under pressure early, conceding 2 early goals, but now it's 2-2. Ross with the shot there blocked. And all the way back to Hicks. Going to go long and cleared away. This time it's going to be off of the touch of Brady. As Milhelm comes back on for the Eagles, as does Amra Atta. Jar Jar brings it in. Goes long. Interception there. Last touch off the Cobras. Amra Atta. To Asadi. Amrata again. Pizzuto defending. Pizzuto doing well to force him back, and the clearance is going to go away. And last touch there off Lockie Ryan, who puts that out. Jar Jar. Ali Milhelm down the line. Brady there and just clears it away. Dangerously, I must say, but No damage done, and here is Brady again. Now tries to go down the line, but Milhelm there. Flynn Nolan will come on for the Cobras. Pizzuto. Ross calls for the run of Pizzuto, gets it. Good ball through, finds Nolan, back to Pizzuto. Still on it, might have lost it now, he has. Asadi through to Milhelm, and too much on that to try and get it back to Asadi. Ross through to Ryan. Ryan onto his right, and almost a brilliant finish. It was a good attempt, but Kirkby with a big save. Amro Atta down the line straight into Pizzuto. A ball there from Gab Malako going wide. Is it to be brought in here by Amro Atta? Jar Jar. Good ball through. Finds Milhelm. Milhelm still about 3 defenders around him. And still with the ball. Now loses it. And the ball from Pizzuto going to go straight past the feet of Ryan. Pizzuto almost gets there. Got there, but forces it out. Last touch off Pizzuto. Amro Atta. Did that connect with Ross? I think it did. And that's going to be an Eagles chance. Can they get the lead back? Sadi gets it to Amro Atta. And he takes a shot, and that never looked likely. DeCane comes on for the Cobras. Ross. DeCane. Back to Ross. Good ball through. Ryan. Goes back now. It's going to end up being a turnover. Ali Milhelm wanted the run there from Asadi, but way too far ahead of him, and he wasn't there. Ross taking his time, goes out wide. Now Josh DeCane. What does he do? He goes back to Ross, who finds Ryan. Ryan now to Flynn Nolan. Puts it in front of Ross. Ryan, back to Luke Ross. Good ball through. Nolan can't get it past Samiata, but that'll be a Cobras corner. Now Flynn Nolan will bring it in from the corner as Hard comes back on for the Cobras. For the Eagles, it's Amro Atta, Jar Jar, Samiata, and Ali Milhelm on, trying to stop this from going in. Nolan, DeCane, back to Nolan, inside, straight to Kirkby. Now Kirkby weighs up what he should do. He goes short, goes to Jar Jar. Jar Jar under pressure from DeCane. Play still going on, nothing called. Jar Jar through, turnover in the centre. Big chance Luke Ross, and just gets under it. Kirkby long, and unable to be controlled there by Amro Atta. DeCane to Tonchi, turnover. As Milhelm was there and decided to leave it, as it will be an Eagles ball. Milhelm has the run from Levin, goes to Samiata. Instead, can't squeeze it through there. DeCane pounces onto it. Look at that speed by Josh DeCane. And what a run. Just pounced onto it like a cheetah. The ball is going wide. 11. All the way into Satonchi, who put it into Hard, and now Pizzuto. Hard. Satonchi. Now Pizzuto. Good through, finds DeCane. Hard. Pizzuto. Just in between Hard and DeCane there. But the Cobras moving the ball pretty well. Just haven't been able to take that lead yet. Long ball there by Samiata. Milhelm, one-on-one with Pizzuto. Cuts it outside. Still trying to go. Pizzuto gets a touch on it. DeCane goes down and a foul will be called on Milhelm. It'll be a Cobras ball. Pizzuto tries to get it through. Dexter Hard onto it. Ends up back with Milhelm. Milhelm still. And it'll be a Cobras ball. And yes, that is correct. Luke Ross did score with his left. He had that shot on his right, which just caught the post, and then on the left, hammered it into the back of the net, and that was the equalizer. And here is DeCane, Pizzuto, Titonchi, has time and space. Hard, DeCane, now to Pizzuto. Back to Titonchi, and now Pizzuto again. Dexter Hard, he has DeCane long. Decides to go all the way himself, now finds DeCane, still DeCane! And almost, and on the follow-up, it's a goal to Titonchi. And it was a brilliant bit of play. DeCane found the inside of that right post and bounced right into the lap of Mo Titonchi, who gives the West Coast Cobras the lead. Been a good fight back for the Cobras. They were on the other end of it on Wednesday night, up 3-0, and they faced Cumbre, who came charging back. On this occasion, it's the reverse. They've fought back from a 2-goal deficit. They now lead themselves as that ball ends up going straight past Hicks, and it'll be a goal throw. Long ball, McPherson. And a foul will be called there, I think, on McPherson. Now, the bit of a tussle here as McPherson tries to run through Jar Jar, but he goes down. No foul called. Pizzuto tries to flick it on to his man on the right, but just couldn't get it to the target. Just out of his reach. But a nice idea from both, as Kalen Leonard was that target for potentially his first minutes in the MSL. I haven't seen him play before. That ball there gets through to McPherson, who cuts it inside. Still McPherson. Now Ross. Pizzuto.
Check, Taylor, check.
Leonard. All the way back to Ross. Now Pizzuto inside as well. Gets it through to McPherson. McPherson still cuts it inside, but straight into the hands of Kirkby. This long ball straight into the hands of Hicks. So Keith is giving it, receiving a lot of balls like that in this game. As now McPherson back to Ross. Can you get another one? Unable to, as no foul is called. Long ball there, and Nolan can't get to it. of sweat. Sweat will be wiped up off the court.
Yeah, well, they haven't blown the whistle yet, John. I'm ready to do that now.
More by Hicks. Gets it to McPherson on the turnaround. And got it past Kirkby, but couldn't keep it on target. 43 seconds remaining as that ball goes under the feet of Milhelm and into the hands of Hicks, who goes long, finds McPherson, who has a heavy touch. Went back by 11. Nice touch there by Atta, but just can't keep it in. Dexter hard. Nolan takes a shot himself. Straight into the side netting. Here's Milhelm. Touch on it there from Ross. McPherson. Ball stays in. Now Milhelm. Milhelm to Asadi. Big save by Hicks. And that should be a side ball for the Eagles, or potentially a corner. Here's a corner. Milhelm goes inside. Now back to Amar Atta. The flick on by Asadi. Unable to trouble Hicks. Long ball. Head there from Ryan, but no one there. And that will do us for the first half. A pretty entertaining half of futsal. It was the Arqam Eagles who got the jump start. Got out to a 2-0 lead early in the first half, actually. And then after that timeout called by John Goodlich, the Cobras responded with 3 goals of their own. And as a result, we're going into the halftime break with the Cobras up 3-2. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with you in the second half in just a few moments.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
And welcome back here for the second half at Supa-Liga. The West Coast Cobras have a 3-2 lead with 1 half to play in the Arqam Eagle season and the 1 half to play before finals for the Cobras. Will they hold on? Will they extend the lead? Or will the Eagles pull off the surprise upset here tonight? We're about to find out, so don't go anywhere. Ryan will get us underway. Ross, hard back roll, brilliant. Luke Ross, great shot there and almost finding Ryan at the back post. And that is as good of a start as you could have asked for the Cobras. It was just the finish. And it didn't find the back of the net. Intercept here by Hard, but loses it. Amra Atta with a shot. Big save by Hicks. Ryan clears it away. And now Kirkby. Asadi. Down the line, beats Dexter Hard. Stays in for him. And now it's called out. Once again, just a bit of sweat being wiped up off the court. Out of screen, just on the right. Goals. As now the Cobras will get us back underway, looking to extend their lead to 2 goals. Hard, Ross, Nolan. Down the line to Ryan. Ryan inside. Good ball through to Ross. Hard. Back to Luke Ross, and might go out wide. He has Nolan, he goes that way. Nolan with a shot, can't get it through, but Ross might, and Ross does. He does just that. And the Cobras take a 4-2 lead. And Luke Ross now with 2 goals of his own this evening. It was a great finish. Came through on the follow-up, and you could see it coming from a mile away when he was coming through. It was likely going to be finished. As here is Ross. Almost loses his footing, but gets it to Ryan. Ryan now taking off himself, might go all the way. And a bit of a push there. It'll be an Eagles ball. Milhelm. Ball cleared away by the Cobras, and it will be taken here by Arqam. Ball here from Amrata finds Estragian. Estragian can't squeeze it through enough. And out and into touch. Maybe Estragian to bring it in now. Milhelm. Straight into Ross. Now Asadi to Milhelm. Through Asadi, is it going to be finished somehow? What a save by Hicks. Could have very easily gone in there off the deflection, but he was quick on his feet and up to the task. But a corner for the Eagles and Shoes. Shot by Amru Ata, nowhere near it. That one's way wayward. Hicks, Ross, Pizzuto. Back to Ross now. Tried to get that through, unable to find Ryan. Kirkby. Head there from Ross. Gets it to Pizzuto. Ryan, Pizzuto. Ross, back to Satonchi. Now Jake Pizzuto. Good through, finding Tatonchi, back to Pizzuto. Pizzuto loses it. Now a chance on the counter for the Eagles. Milhelm got there but couldn't get anything on it. Ross, Ryan, Tatonchi on the run. Tatonchi out to Ross, and Ross almost a hat trick. And that would have been his second goal off the left today, but somehow deflects away. Nicely done by the Eagles, getting back defensively. But very easily could have been a hat-trick for Luke Ross. Now Milhelm thinks about going down the line, goes inside instead. Asadi, Jar Jar. The block's made. And that shot there on the volley is going to go wide. They need the next goal of the Eagles if they want to stay in this game. They cannot afford to go down 5-2. Got to get that next one. That's to Tonchi. To Pizzuto. He finds Ross. Ross through the middle. Squeezes it through, finding McPherson. McPherson goes all the way back now to Tonchi. Ross. Ross to Tonchi. McPherson tries to turn around. Stragian does pretty well, but doesn't stay in for him. And the Eagles win it back. Jaja, Samiata. That's inside. Now goes back. And a long ball off the head of Jaja. Will be an easy Cobra possession. Hicks. Long throw, good throw. And almost a touch on it there from McPherson, just had an air swing. Kirkby. Good win there by Tatonchi. Pizzuto there. Resets. McPherson, Pizzuto with a turnover. And now a chance for Asadi. Still Asadi out to Astragian. And McPherson is forced to clear it away. Nice fight here by McPherson. Wins it back and finishes it off. And that right there by Zephyr McPherson was brilliant. He fought, he kept on going and won it back there off of Amarawata, who spent too long playing around with it in defence. Lost it, and Kirkby couldn't stop it at his near post. And that's now 5-2 West Coast Cobras. Another turnover here by the Eagles.
Lenny, behind you. Get closer. Come on, talk early. I'll be talking out. Come on. Lift the energy. Come on. Sammy, Tyler, back first.
Hard to bring it in. Ross back to Hard. Shot off the left. It goes over the crossbar. So in terms of that Golden Boot race, it's the Coburn Wolves taking on the Condors after this. Lucas Schutz will go into it in his second last game of the season, down by 4 goals. And he can chase it down if he gets a hold of the Condors tonight. Cumbre being his final game makes it more of a challenge in the final week. With that game, I think, being played on Wednesday. Samiata. Good pressure here by Leonard. Long ball gets though through, and Hard gets there. It's a touch on it. And it's going to be a Cobras ball. And I think that was off the Cobras, I think. Just from the angle, but you also don't know, you can't tell. A foul was called on the Arqam Eagles, in fact. I thought they might have called a side ball, but the foul was called. Ross through to Leonard. Now Pizzuto. Hard. Turnover. Astragian. One back by Dexter Hard. Hard has a few options presenting. Tries to get it through to Leonard. Ball bubbles around, tight tussle. Astragian. Back to Atta. Sammy Atta. Now he turns it over. Could this be another one for Ross? Not to be on that occasion. A long ball here, over the head, and almost Amaro Asa off the back of his head, just went over that crossbar. Hicks, DeCane, Pizzuto. Goes to Ross. Tried to go back to Pizzuto, but he turns it over. Samiata. DeCane fighting again. Gets in, bumps into Leonard, his own teammate. But now Asadi going all the way around, turning around like a truck. Now loses it. Pizzuto. Pizzuto almost got it through, but Amaro Ata got a boot to it. Kirkby long. And Cobra's side ball. Ross, DeCane. Ross again. Now Pizzuto under pressure from Samiata. Tries to get it through, but turns it over. Samiata. Out to Amaro Ata. Shot blocked there by Luke Ross, and that's a corner for the Eagles. Kirkby. Ball might have been turned over. Ross goes down. Amaro Ata now onto it. Pizzuto in his way. Shot, and it's finished. And that is a brilliant goal by Amaro Ata. And the Arqam Eagles, they're still in the game. They're still fighting. 5-2, now reduced to 5-3. So that is a brilliant goal. He was fighting, I think, with Luke Ross originally, and then won that contest. Cut it out to the right of his right, to the left of Pizzuto, and got the shot off straight through Hicks. Can they finish their season off on a high, the Arqam Eagles? Nolan, DeCane. As Nolan is down, but seems all good. Hard. DeCane, Nolan, that is brilliant, but just couldn't control it. DeCane, there's a brilliant little bit of 1-2 action, as potentially a bit of sweat to be wiped up off the court. Ball bobbles around a bit, ends up with DeCane. Ryan back to DeCane. And now Kirkby. Nice turn by Milhelm. Still Milhelm. Hicks came sliding through, nothing called. Now a chance on the counter for the Cobras. Hard, out to it wide. Can it be finished? It's gone in off the deflection. And that is going to cause controversy. It's deflected in. And after no foul was called on one end by Hicks. The deflection goes in, and it's now 6-3 Cobras. And that will be called an own goal. And what a turn of events. It could have very easily been 5-4 at the other end. Now it's 6-3. Nolan. Good ball through by Ross. And now Flynn Nolan almost gets another one. Ross wins it off Jar Jar. Into Nolan, back to Ross. And is it another one? No, Kirkby this time with a save. Ross back. Out wide, Nolan back to Ross. And again Kirkby getting there first. And they're just under relentless pressure right now, the Eagles. And you hear John Goodlich screaming standards at the top of his lungs that the Cobras just want to uphold going into finals. Milhelm. Asadi. Now Ryan. Out to Nolan. Can't get it through Jar Jar. Still Nolan. This will go all the way back to Ross. And cleared away there by Asadi, straight into the hands of Kirkby. Kirkby long. Heavy touch there from Milhelm. Cleared away by Ross. And substitutions being made here by both teams. Jaja. Nice move there by Milhelm, beating McPherson. Jaja inside, and Amra Atta, great save there, getting to that back post. Hicks. Ross. Through to Ryan. Ryan back to Ross. That is a brilliant bit of play and just catching the post. It was Ross to Ryan and back to Ross, but unable to keep it on target. It wasn't far off, that's for sure. 6-3 now, the lead with just over 10 minutes to go in the game. Amroata, Jaja, back to Amroata. Through to Sami Atta. In fact, it's Milhelm. Now a chance, back post from Levin. Tried to get it back to Milhelm. Milhelm saying he should have shot. It hasn't been finished there. Big chance goes begging. Pizzuto. Through to McPherson. McPherson down the line, still going, and the hold by Jaja will be called as a foul. And it will be a foul, so it will be the Cobras to look to extend to a 7-3 lead.
Now, boys, come on.
And Dexter Hard, can he put another one through to add to his goal tally? Hard, Ross, Hard, big save Kirkby. Still now the Cobras. Ross goes back to Hard. Hard inside, McPherson. Out to Tatonchi, great touch. And straight into the hands of Kirkby, who just couldn't hold on to it. That's a corner for Tatonchi. Gets it to Hard. Hard with a shot, and that looked pretty good. Just wide though. Kirkby. Long throw. Milhelm, good control. Milhelm back to Jaja. They've got to go now, the Eagles. Can they find a way back in it? It'll be fascinating to see. It's going to go straight off the boot of Amro Atta into the keeper's hands. And Amro Atta now uses his head to get things going for the Eagles. Jaja. Milhelm. Still Milhelm. Shot blocked there by Ross. Turnover there from the Eagles in defence. Cobras to take it back. Ross through the centre. Almost gets it through to Hard. Hard now ends up with it. And thought he had someone in the centre, but no one there. Milhelm off the side of Luke Ross and cleared away. Jaja, Milhelm. Been one-on-one with Ross a lot of this evening. Amro Atta. Now 11. All the way back. Tatonchi forcing him back. Jaja now. This press forcing them all the way back, the Eagles, and they'll win the ball back to Cobras. Hicks, Pizzuto, Ross, Gets it to Pizzuto, who finds Hard. Hard tries to squeeze it back to Pizzuto, unable to. Milhelm, Hard arrives. Milhelm still going. Still Milhelm. He's still got the ball. He's done well to create a chance here now for the Eagles. Jar Jar, Ali Milhelm. Amrawata. Tries to get it inside. Can't. Pizzuto. Gonna come off Ross. Made a bit of connection there, I think, with Jar Jar. Nothing will be called. Maybe he didn't. That may be a corner. Looks like it is a corner for the Eagles. Amrawata to Milhelm. Trying to create something. Squeezes it through Pizzuto and Ryan. Gets it back off Jar Jar. And the block made. Brady back on for the Cobras. And it's going to go through. It's going to find the boot of Astragian. And the Eagles are still alive. 6-4 now. They're not going away. They are just fighting to the very end. The Arqam Eagles. It's good to see Pizzuto, Ross. Back to Pizzuto, through to Ryan. Ryan now with Jar Jar defending, tries to get it to Brady. Amrawata wins it back. Astragian. Amrawata, Pizzuto gets a boot to it. Pizzuto again gets a boot to it as Brady comes flying in. And last touch there off Matthew Brady. Kirkby, Astragian, gets it to Ali Milhelm, now Hicks. Matthew Brady now. Ross, Pizzuto. Good ball through, Ryan, Ross. We'll go back to Pizzuto, will he? No, he'll go out with a back roll to Ryan. Ross. Ryan. Ross. Back to Lockie Ryan, using his body. Fighting here with Astragian as Jar Jar arrives as well. Whose ball will that be? Astragian not happy with nothing being called there. Ryan. Ross cuts it in onto his left. And not a bad look at that. Just sailed a bit too high. Kirkby, Pizzuto gets a touch on it. Ross. Ryan. Down the line, Pizzuto, can he keep it in? He can, still going, but big there by Astragian. Did well. Pizzuto to Ryan. Samiata goes down and Ryan almost finishes. Big save Kirkby. And on the follow-up, it's going high. And Samiata questioning whether or not there is something slippery on the court, which we'll just get checked now.
Keep it up. Talk. Hassan, drop one. Now only three.
Now Kirkby gets us back underway. Long ball. It's good. Milhelm, if they can get one back now, the Arqam Eagles, it'll make things really interesting to bring it back to one goal. Brady loses it. Jar Jar. And that will be a corner for the Arqam Eagles as DeCane comes on. Jar Jar. Wilhelm almost loses the room on that far flank. Just kept it in. Down the line. Ross clears it away and last touch there off Wilhelm. Hicks, long ball, brilliantly controlled there by Ryan. It was not an easy one to control, but he did sublimely. Ross now back to Ryan. Ross is lurking as well, but that's going to go straight into the roof. So it will be a Cobras ball still. Nolan, DeCane, back to Nolan, and now Ross. That's good through, finds Lockie Ryan. Ross again. Tried to get it to Nolan, but Asadi read it well. And the Cobras keep possession. Nolan will bring it into play. Back to be Ross. Ross cleared by Levin with the intercept. DeCane, nice touch into space, good shot. Had a lot behind it, but straight into the hands there of Kirkby. And he goes with a long throw, and that's out of the reach of Samiata. 4.5 minutes to go for the Eagles to get 2 goals, to get back into it. Hicks, Pizzuto, back on. Just lost track of the ball. Kirkby.
Great ball.
The long kicking. It'll be Hicks' attack. I think the Cobras are going to call a timeout. So just over 4 minutes to go in this game of futsal. 6-4 the Cobras lead. Can the Eagles come back or can the Cobras hold on? We'll find out very shortly. Welcome back here with the last few minutes to come. Can the Eagles cause an upset? Can they score 2 or 3 more goals in this game? We're about to find out. Pizzuto, hard, back to Jake Pizzuto, who tries to get it through to Tatonchi. Pretty good ball, forces Samiata to clear it away. So the Cobras will take in a dangerous spot. And the Cobras playing 5th man now with Ross on, maybe trying to get a bit of experience at the 5th man going into finals. And also not allow the Arqam Eagles to possess. Pizzuto, hard. Ross, back to Dexter hard. Pizzuto to hard. And now Ross. Eagles holding their shape pretty well. Now though, hard creates space. Pizzuto Tries to go inside, but no passing lane open. Can they find a way through? Ross. And the thing with playing like this is there's going to be time taken off the clock very quickly. And they've already got the lead, the Cobras, so Tonchi can't get it through. And that's a corner for the Cobras. Hard. Ross. Through to Nolan with a great touch and almost a great finish. Just wide. Asadi. Under pressure, full press by the Cobras. Tonchi tries to get there. Samiata gets there first. Still Samiata. Tonchi gets a touch on it, but still Samiata fighting through it. Finally, it is cleared away into touch. Chance there, but Hicks. Tonchi, hard. Back to Tonchi, who loses it. Samiata, can he make them pay? And a foul will be called. Is it a penalty? It's a yellow given to Mo Tonchi. And it will be a penalty to bring the Cobras, to bring the Eagles back within 1 goal. Big turnover there. And a massive chance. Can the Eagles really test the Cobras here in these last couple minutes? And this is it. This is the chance for the Eagles. From the penalty for Bharat Jarjar to bring the Eagles from 6-3 down back to 6-5 and to keep them in the game with 2.5 minutes to go. Jarjar lines up, Hicks in goals. Here we go. And he's hammered it away. Jarjar finishes the pen, and it's 5-6. The Eagles are not going away. This has been a great game of futsal. And it's fascinating sometimes when there's not a lot at stake. Great games seem to form regardless, because there's a lot to play for when it comes to pride for the Eagles and when it comes to form for the Cobras. And the Cobras are not going away with 5th man. Ross. Hard, they're risking it, the Cobras. They're risking potentially drawing. They've got the 1 goal lead. They've conceded 1 with this 5th man. Not to do with that, but they did concede. Can they this time put 1 past Kirkby? Hard with a shot. Straight into the hands of Kirkby, who clears it on the goal line. Almost went across the line. How close that was. And he dove and just somehow almost did that cross the line, but he did enough. And the Arqam Eagles have got momentum. Ross, just under 2 minutes to go. Pizzuto. Ross again, Pizzuto. Hard. Ross, Nolan. Got the back post there. Doesn't get through. But Ryan takes a shot himself. Barely even looked at the goals. The shot went wide. Not a bad effort. And this has turned into a fascinating finish. Can the Eagles force the upset or at least get the draw? Levin keeps it in. Estragian, 1.5 minutes to go. Milhelm, Jarjar. Ryan gets in the way of it. Pizzuto there. Puts it straight past Nolan, and the ball we brought in by Jarjar for the Eagles. Fresh off finishing that penalty. 1 minute and just over remaining. 6-5 the score. Jarjar goes long. straight into the hands of Hicks. Hicks now, hard. I don't think they're bringing on fifth man. They can't at the moment because the Eagles are pressing hard. Nolan. Ball through the centre, turnover. A chance to equalise. Milhelm. Got two defenders to deal with. Does a pretty good job. Pizzuto with a touch. Now hard. Pizzuto gets it through Ryan. And now Dexter Hard. This would be the sealer. Hard. Almost. And he just missed the target. And frustration there from Dexter Hard. 42 seconds to go for the Eagles to equalise. What a finish this is. Sami Atta goes over the crossbar. That was a big chance. Just couldn't keep it down. What a thrilling game of futsal. 37 seconds remaining. Sami Atta sticks a boot out and did well. As does Australian. Stays in, still fighting. And it goes out, so it'll be last touch off Pizzuto with 30 seconds and just under remaining. Is this one of the last roll of the dice for the Eagles? Milhelm, and that's wide there of Sami Atta. Can the Cobras hold on and take the 3 points going into finals? Can the Eagles steal the point? Potentially get the 3 points if they can pull some magic. As Pizzuto with the head out into touch, and the Eagles get the opportunity here. Big opportunity, hard. Pizzuto leaves it, Ryan, and now Pizzuto out to Dexter Hard, gets to it. Inside, brilliant, and Ryan goes over the crossbar, he's missed it. 10 seconds to go. The Eagles, can they do it? Long ball, Milhelm, can he keep it in? No. 8 seconds remaining. The Cobras might be able to do enough to hold on now. You'd think they'll run the clock down in the corner, or at least go long. The Eagles, can they win it back? Hard down the line, Jar Jar, this is it. Milhelm, out to Australian, and cleared by Nolan. And one chance, they need a deflection. They need something. 0.5 seconds to go. They've got to have a shot and hope it deflects in. Jar Jar, just over the crossbar. What a opportunity, what a game of futsal. It was a great game all around. 6-5 the final score. The Eagles came hard and the Cobras held on, and you'd probably rather that as a West Coast Cobra having a tough game going into finals to kind of have a feel of what finals futsal will be like in a couple weeks. It was a great game, 6-5. The Cobras went down 2-0. They then went up 6-3, but a thrill up right till the death. We'll get the stats up in just a moment. It's been the Cobras and the Eagles, and we'll be back with you shortly for the Coburn Wolves taking on the Condors in a game that has a lot at stake.